2, 3, 4. Boom.
Come on. Welcome, everybody, to Guy Kenway's That's Just Ridiculous.
Welcome, everybody, to the Guy Kenway Show, in which Guy discusses Guy, his new guyness.
I have to say, it's
you, Guy.
I'm back on form because my health problem in my back is
It wasn't me, by the way.
and I've rested. I've rested up. Had 3 straight nights of absolute sobriety.
Batshit crazy.
Sobriety. I've just seen over there some kilner jars. Have you ever put anything in a kilner jar?
I used to put butterflies in killing jars. I remember that. Do you remember that? With laurel leaves. So you catch a butterfly. I remember this in old books that I had as a kid, and they had a certain smell and very old school. Boys' own look, these old books. They told you how to do certain things, like scout books, and it said making a butterfly collection. It said catch your butterfly in a net, keep it in a sort of a Tupperware box, and it said, and then you need to make your killing jar. And it said get a normal jar, put some tissue paper and laurel leaves in it, and then put the butterfly in there.
Because you're trying to kill it without spoiling the wings.
And it will die.
So it doesn't batter back.
Looking at this, thinking, is that for real? Like people make a little gas chamber to kill butterflies in. I was so horrified. I remember being fucking horrified by that.
Yeah, well, with the decline in the number of butterflies and the variety of butterflies, do you think Damien's butterfly things mean something completely different now, or do you think they just get stronger with it?
I don't know. I don't really want to discuss the work of another artist in that. That way.
Okay, well, right, moving swiftly.
Do you know why? Do you know why,
We touched
Guy?
a bit of a nerve there.
No, you didn't touch a nerve. It's just that I don't see it like that.
You don't see it as a kind of comment on the natural world?
No, I don't think
It's just
it was
patterns.
that
It's like
at all. I think loads of people had a problem with it at the time because of killing butterflies.
But he was. I don't know. I just wonder.
I remember going
because he did all stuff with fish too.
I went to go.
He did all this stuff with fish, and those fish are now in really short supply.
Oh, Guy, we're eating
No, not
today.
in a way. I think that's.
I remember going to In and Out of Love, that show he did on Court Street.Id you go to that show?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember that?
It was had a lot of vitrines with some odd things in it.
No, it had.
Oh no, that's the one with the butterflies. Just downstairs.
It had fucking paintings on the walls, and there were cocoons stuck to the paintings. And as we were in there were humidifiers everywhere.
They had humidifiers there, didn't they?
Squirting out
white
jets
tables
of white streams of like steam. And as we were there looking at these paintings, these cocoons were hatching out and butterflies were flying out of the paintings and flying around the room, and all these drunk art world people were milling around in there drinking cheap white wine, shredding the butterflies, and they were in the ashtrays.
And they were meant to stick to the paintings, and some did stick to the paintings. Do you remember that was the?
No, they didn't stick to the paintings. They emerged from the paintings.
Yeah, but then the paintings weren't the paintings quite.
No.
Oh God, I remember it so.
No.
I remember the paintings being quite sticky, and they stuck to the paintings.
That's not what happened. They were just flying out of the paintings, out of the cocoons, and flying around the room. They were free. They could leave, because it was a reference to his earlier thing about, the fly thing.
1,000 years.
Yeah.
His greatest piece.
I think it was his greatest piece.
His greatest piece, yeah.
I agree.
I quite like I Will Love You Forever.
Which
Do you
one's
remember that one? Well, you will correct me. I'm sure I got the title.
Did he send you that one?
No, and it was like a cage with some locks on it, and inside the cage was loads of plastic canisters and metal canisters, all of which had skull and crossbones and kind of nuclear warning icons on them. And you looked in and you thought, that is a really dangerous set of chemicals, a really combustible, explosive, fissile sort of bunch of shit.
Like a restricted area.
Yeah, and then it was just, and it was locked in this cage, and it just said, I will love you forever. And I remember looking at that going, yeah, he understands about that. He definitely does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't remember that there?
No.
I really like that one. It's
I
probably locked in a vault in Geneva now, isn't it?
Yeah, as they all are, yeah. As most of them, I should say.
Yeah, good luck to him.
Unless you're lucky enough to be in Francois Pinault's collection, he's the only person I can see.
Talking of which,
actually shows the work of the others. No, I'm not talking of which. I'm just saying that he is really good, and I wanted to put that. It's unkind to say that all collectors don't show the work, because some of them do and some don't, and he's one who does. And I respect him for that.
Have you been invited to the Google camp?
Googleheim.
Google Camp weekend. It's in Sicily.
It was about a month ago, Guy.
Was it? Oh yeah. But you were not. What happened to your invitation?
Was I invited to that?
Came in late.
No, I wouldn't go anyway. I would go if Bono was playing, just to see him fucking sing, "Where the streets have no name," again.
That's because of Sat Nav. I went to Paris and I didn't know about
Sat Navi guy.
I went to my Paris without Sat Nav.
Down here on the left, just turn left down here, and it's a great digs. There's a lovely old woman there, and she'll look after you. Go on, anyway. What were you saying?
Kilner jars.
Kilner jars.
And I've often wanted. I filled one Kilner jar with Scotch bonnet in Jamaica, but they went off really fast. Yeah. There are the kind of people who make a whole range of Kilner jars, and then in the winter they eat them. They leave beans, vegetables.
Guy, that used to happen. That's the Amish.
No, I think that don't hipsters do it.
No, Guy, they don't do that.
Hipster lady. What's a hipster lady called?
Hipstress.
A seamstress.
Seamstress. No, that's a different kind of lady.
A hipstress.
Altogether.
Are they called hipstresses?
I don't know. I made that.
Or can you have a hipster? Is a hipster? Can it be feminine? I don't think it can be actually.
Hipstress, hipstrass.
Yeah. Hipstret.
Hipstrella. Hipstress.
Anyway, Paul and I are not hipsters.
I've been accused of being one.
Really?
Oh yeah. When I had a beard and that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Good God, how long ago?
I still get it. I still get you're just a hipster. But it's a bit like being accused of being a yuppie. You remember when yuppies were out and everybody was if people didn't like you and you were dressed a bit too nice, you were a yuppie, and now you're a hipster.
Oh right, because it was.
It's a general purpose.
It wasn't pejorative. It was a compliment in my set.
Well, in yours.
Young, upwardly mobile people, yuppie, isn't it? Yeah. We were the Thatcherite.
With its filofaxes.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were like reforming the world.
Really?
Yeah, making Britain great again.
Really? Is that what you did? That went well then, didn't it?
The project was a complete success.
Christus.
But I've been ill for a couple of weeks, but the day or the 2 days around which you feel your old good health coming back after illness are ecstatic, are wonderful days, aren't they, where you go, take out, I'm alive again. It's great. I'm whole. And that's why happiness is not a state. It's like it's like something that you're moving into. You can only be happy if you've been unhappy. You can't stay unhappy. Well, I don't know what. There must be some mechanical metaphor for that. But you can't stay happy. You have to go into it. You know what I mean? You have to come up on it.
On happiness.
On happiness, you have to
Well, happiness is not that. It's not
joy. I should say
joy is because this is the thing. People say, "Are you happy?" And I just think it's bullshit because you can't be happy all the fucking time. You can be content, and that's all right. But if you were happy all the time, you would definitely have. You would have you would be. I would think you would be mentally challenged.
Yeah.
By our standards. So in other words, you would have an extra chromosome or
what do
something.
you mean by our standards?
By the standards of
Are they high or low?
What we call normal.
Our right.
Because we're supposed to be the norm, aren't we?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. You can set your watches now by normality. Listening to this,
the level of normality
exactly,
in this room. Well, it's summertime. I hope you're all enjoying your holidays, or maybe you're just coming back from them. And they are.
When did holidays start?
Vacation.
When did they start? Did the Victorians
After
have
the war.
holidays? Yeah, the Victorians.
The Victorians had them. Yeah,
Where did they used to go to
the
Frinton or somewhere?
Yeah. Frinton. Have you ever been to Frinton?
Never.
There's not a pub in Frinton.
No, don't be stupid.
There are no pubs in Frinton.
Where is it?
It's in
Abu Dhabi.
Essex.
Really?
Yeah,
Doesn't sound very Essex to me.
Sussex, Essex border, and there is not a single fucking pub in the whole town.
For what reason?
And it's really conservative in the way, Guy, that would make your flesh crawl.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
No, you hate. You've always said to me, it's like golf club, small C.
Like Henley, Lords.
Yeah, it's that with everyone's pristine lawn.
The British attempt at kind of authoritarian.
Everybody complains about everything all the time. It's one of those places. There's a hotel there, I think I went there long ago with her.
Paul, what? And you couldn't find a pub?
There are no pubs there.
That
There's
means
a hotel.
That means there's not a pub.
No,
How
there
big
aren't.
is it?
No, it's about the size of. It's bigger than Pilton.
Oh, it's small. It's small.
It's bigger than Pilton. It's like. It's not quite.
Anyway, they went on holiday then.
Not Clapton, but you know,
did
it's
they
a
go on,
seaside
they didn't
town.
go on holiday in the 18th century.
Repellent.
No, they went to Bath.
I'm sorry, if you live in Frinton, get the fuck out of there.
They went to Bath. They took the waters.
Took the waters, yeah. And women had their genitalia processed by doctors.
Good God.
They did.
That hasn't changed.
Doctors went to...
You know, Bath.
Women went to the doctor and they got a special implements out and gave them orgasms.
Oh, yeah, my mate made a film about it called Hysteria.
Wisteria or hysteria?
Hysteria. She's called Tanya Wexler, very good film director. Yeah. And she made this film about the guy, that doctor, who women were brought to him, and he had a vibrator.
He orgasmed the fuck out of them.
Yeah, and the great thing was that the vibrator was powered by a machine in the next room. There's a huge belt coming through a hole in the wall.
Industrial.
Because they didn't have must have been before electricity.
Fantastic.
It must have been before electricity.
Right, you know, we're getting back to that.
Yeah, but they had candles, obviously, but he decided to go the long route.
What, for lighting or?
Well, obviously, it must have been just for lighting. It never occurred to him. Anyway, whatever. And it's called Hysteria. I recommend everyone see it. She's making another movie at the moment.
What's that called?
It's called... It's got a great name, actually. And I've forgotten it. She's shooting it at the moment, and she sent some photographs over.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Wisteria. Hysteria. There's a lot of wisteria in Frinton.
Oh, yeah? Leafy.
Everywhere. It's very leafy. But anyway, that's what used to happen because, as you say, women were regarded as being hysterical, and the doctor used to relieve their hysteria by orgasming them.
It's absolutely nonsense, isn't it?
Well, God, you know. And now we've got what's it called? Anne Summers.
Yeah.
Sisters are doing it for themselves.
Yeah. The sex toy explosion.
Blowed up everywhere.
Yeah. It's a council despair. It's a road to nowhere.
Do you think so?
Definitely.
No sex toys allowed, Guy.
Well, I just think that there's no end to that road, and it's never leading anywhere. Kind of interesting, really.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, I do really. I think that's because what it shows is the lack of the use of your imagination.
I thought you were going to say something else.
There's a lack of use of your imagination and your language.
Washing machine.
And your
Spin cycle.
Why am I talking about this?
I don't know,
Get
Guy.
on to another subject.
What the fuck are we on this subject for? But neither of us have sat on the washing machine at spin cycle.
No, my new one's
The
really
service of the
fun.
hand and was it the hand in the service of the imagination?
Who said that? That's a very good phrase.
Hand in the service of the imagination, never mind. But you know, the thing is, we all do that. You've got to do it. You have to do it.
Yeah.
Better out than in, and
But
all
sometimes there's some things that you shouldn't talk about, and I think that's possibly.
that. We're not
one.
talking about this then. It's a medical matter.
Well, very few writers talk about it, and in
Portnoy's complaint.
Portnoy's complaint he does, but in is it London Fields? London Fields. Martin Amis decides that he's really going to take the subject on.
Take wanking on,
He
big time.
really takes it on, and there's like a couple of chapters in
He's
there.
going for wanking.
And
I bet he was gutted when that came out then.
what?
Portnoy's complaint.
Well, he was long after Portnoy's complaint.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He must have thought, shit, can I have him put this out? I bet he wrote it before that. I was thinking, fuck. He stole my thunder
But
then.
it doesn't quite work. It doesn't quite work because it's like there are some things that are private.
Was it a bit wanky?
It was a tiny bit wanky.
Some things that are private.
The pages came and they were stuck together. You read from page 77 to 79.
An anthology of wanking. And it's complete, you can't even open it. That's brilliant. That's a total coffee table book. For the 2000s when nobody even wants to read them, Guy. Yeah. You heard it here first, kids.
Publishers
do get in touch.
Working.
Copyright, that's just ridiculous. How funny, yeah, let's do that. So you can just see enough. Read the odd word. Very carefully curating. That's funny. No, we don't need to do that. We don't need to write books.
It's a lovely summer's day. There is...
Don't start talking about the weather again.
Oh, God, I love talking about the weather.
Guy, what is it with you?
The weather's just a metaphor, isn't it? Really?
Do you think that... Do you know when you look back in time and everything, do you think we were all troglodytes at one point? That we did live underground and We weren't really bothered about the weather because we were so scared of it.
Yeah, if you were inclined to think that the gods were in charge, a thunderstorm must have been a very salutary warning.
Terrifying.
Very salutary warning. And you would think, oh my God, that's what I did last Wednesday.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Shit.
Okay, now they're after me.
Yeah,
They'd
definitely.
fucking come home for me.
Definitely you would.
They know what I did.
Yeah.
Guilt. The fall from grace, guy.
Yeah.
That was the guilt, wasn't it? It's like when the apple...
But we had to be harnessed by guilt.
The truth.
Or else it would just get let loose to
It's
total
when we ate
chaos,
from
Paul.
it's when we ate from the tree of knowledge, you see. The tree of knowledge produced guilt, didn't it?
Yeah, the tree of-
Shame,
the
they
tree
call it
of
in the
knowledge
Bible,
is not a-
shame.
the tree of-
And they covered their shame.
Yeah, but the tree of knowledge is not a kind of historical fact.
What do you mean?
It's just a metaphor. It's just a writer.
What the fuck are you on about?
He's just writing a metaphor for the human condition.
Who's God? It's God's book, that.
Right, okay.
So God's
Have you
now
ever read
writing
the-
metaphors?
Yeah, have you ever read the Quran?
No.
Nor I.
Do you feel bad about that?
I'm not drawn to it, to be honest. It doesn't look like a real page turner.
Squirrel.
There's a squirrel outside.
Shoot it.
But obviously Pablo can't get the podcat. Can't get the squirrel.
Where is the podcat?
The pod squirrel. The
Can't believe he's not here.
Normally the
He's
podcat
always
moves in.
here.
When he hears us murbling, he'll show up.
Miss you is the podcat. He's out hunting.
So we've just been to a very nice lunch at a great restaurant. I can recommend to all pod. If you're ever in that Somerset region, go and have a meal at my friend Kathy's restaurant. It's called the Chapel in Bruton.
Say our name for well, say if you don't want a table. No, if you say
Mention our name.
yeah, mention our name.
Mention our name. It won't say. You can say you're personal friends of Guy and Paul.
We're not actually being paid for this, by the way, either. Nor do we wish to be. But it is a genuine recommendation. You can be sure of one thing.
We sat there at the end of the service today, and there were how many people in there? How many customers were there sitting at the table?
About 6.
And there were 11. She had 11 staff there, chefs, sous chefs, waiters, maitre d's, everyone. It was just like
Milling around.
proper fucking service.
Yeah, it was good.
Everyone there watching out for us.
But it was very full at lunch, actually.
Yeah.
This was in afternoon tea mode, but she didn't send them all home. No, she's a proper restaurateur. She is the best in the region, I think we can say. Although we haven't gone to. Have you been to where Fee works? What's it called?
The Sheppey.
We haven't been to the Sheppey yet.
Yeah, the Sheppey attracts a different crowd, very nice crowd. I mean, lovely people.
What are you saying, Guy?
It's not as achingly trendy as the Chapel. The Chapel's not aching.
Achingly trendy? What the fuck is that?
Well, they're all a bit on that. Aren't
What's
they?
achingly trendy?
It's like they're trying quite hard. Maybe that's not fair to say that.
No, Guy.
Kathy's not. Kathy's cool.
I don't like that.
Okay.
Anyway, look. So the point next is that it's summer holiday time.
Where are you going on your holes?
Ibiza.
Oh, yeah.
Ibiza. Ibiza. Down to Ibiza. Have you ever been to Ibiza, Guy?
Only once.
Cafe Del Mar at sunset
Is that where you go?
with
Hey, that's
DJ Alfredo playing Cafe Del Mar. Balearia.
Right.
Balearic tunes. You know what a Balearic tune is, Guy?
No, I'm pleased.
It's something like Bruce Hornsby and the Range.
Oh, I quite like them, don't I?
I know, I knew you'd like that. But it's played at the right moment. So all these ecstasy-addled individuals go home thinking, fucking hell, and then he dropped Bruce Hornsby in the Range. It was a great moment. It was totally Balearic. That's what happens.
Is that how you talk?
Yeah, man.
You DJs?
DJs. It's fucking great. But it's quite a thing. You'll see all human life there set to music. You're kind of like Essex and Northerners who are so trashed they're kind of like tumbling into the sea and picking each other up with boobs slipping out and men who've just decided to divest themselves of their clothing running into the sea, and then some like some couples who are obviously there on honeymoon have heard that they should go there, sucking their cheeks in, trying to look cool. This is what it was like back in the day. It's a proper floor show. But I guess that's one of those places now. I mean, I haven't been there for 20 years, so I can't really talk about it, can I? I should go this year and have a look. It's been a long time since I did a proper review of the situation.
Well, I look forward to hearing the outcome.
Last time I was there, I was offshore. I'd offshored myself.
What's that?
I was in a rowing boat.
Were you? For how long?
I did my rowing round Ibiza. Did I ever tell you about that?
No.
And I rowed round Ibiza.
How did I not know this?
In a 3-man boat.
Really?
A dinghy.
How long is the journey?
It was terrible, Guy.
Really?
It was terrible.
Did you have to eat one of you?
One of us. It was best that, you know...
We drew cards.
We drew cards, and one of us had to take... nobody wanted to know.
How far out from the shore were you?
It might as well have been 1,000 miles. Blistered from the...
Give me some lines from The Ancient Mariner. You must.
Down dropped the breeze, the sails dropped down, 'twas sad as sad could be, and we did speak only to break the silence of the sea.
And then
day after day, day after day, we stuck no board, no motion, as silent as a painted ship upon a painted ocean. Come on,
turns out you're 6 feet away from the beach.
Exactly. Water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water everywhere, nor any drop to drink.
So you went round. What you didn't row around? That's a fucking lie. I know that.
What do you mean it's a lie?
Well, you set off and you went. How far did you go before you give up?
Well, it wasn't actually a rowing boat. It was a boat though.
No, it was a gin palace, was it?
Huh?
Was it a gin palace?
No, it wasn't a gin palace.
Why gin?
No, they look like it's where all the chaps used to go in the 50s, isn't it, and drink gin. The chaps and lasses, you know.
Because
Girls.
gin's really gone up and down, hasn't it? Because it was like
Gin's massive now.
Big.
Massive.
Yeah. And my mate is the person who really brought gin back in. I know you're not believing me, but Geraldine, respect to you, she started writing about gin when we were at university, and she said, and when it was like Gordon's, that was it really.
No, there wasn't just Gordon's.
There was one.
Tonqueray.
No, before Tonqueray.
Tonqueray's been going for years, man.
But you never saw it. It was Gordon's and it was London Dry. And she said, no,
Plymouth gin's been going
and I'm going to
forever.
write about gin. And she ploughed her furrow. And about a year ago, the guy on the Archers, which one, I can't remember, Rex, I think he has, started a sort of boutique gin distillery on the Archers. And she wrote to me saying, my work is done. There's a boutique gin on the Archers. And I said, she was the queen of gin. She wrote the book of gin. She really advanced the idea that gin wasn't just like
Don't you think gin's a bit wanky though?
I never drink it myself. I actually had a pink gin the other day.
Do you know what it is?
My dad
Because basically it's liquor. It's basically alcohol. So it's basically what you're talking about is vodka with basically shit put in it to make it taste palatable. Various what they call botanicals. And that means herbs and whatever shit you can get, you put in there.
That's okay, isn't it?
This one's got coal in it, or this one's got like toenails. I mean, you can
Paul
put
Archer has
anything
one
in
with
it.
milk in it.
Eh?
Paul Archer has it's vodka, milk vodka he's got.
No, milk vodka was like cow vodka. That's made out of milk.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I don't drink it. I had a pink gin the other day. My dad drank pink gin.
Gin is famously infused with juniper, which is a Saturnalian plant.
Is it?
Yes, it's governed by Saturn, the god of time and old age, and it's a depressant, which is why they say that gin makes you cry, and that's why they call it Mother's Ruin.
Mother's Ruin.
Because because juniper's a depressant, apparently. I mean, I've never noticed the difference. You know, if you drink enough of it, it's all right, isn't it?
Everything makes you cry if you drink enough, doesn't it?
Yeah. Everything makes you cry if you drink enough.
When did you last cry, Paul?
I was reading about water.
When did you last cry?
It was recently.
Yeah, I cried last week.
Yeah, because of yourself. You cried for yourself, Guy. Do we always cry for ourselves?
I don't know. I cried because
You were in pain.
I was in pain and I felt my life
were
ebbing
helpless.
away, and I was helpless and I was scared.
Yeah.
And I thought of all the times I'd wasted,
It's a good reason.
and I just sobbed for a bit. I can't say, they say, have a good cry, you'll feel a lot better. I can't say the second bit really. I had a good
Such thing
cry.
as a good cry.
A good cry. And then I felt, oh God, guys, it's so bad. You've got to stop crying. You've got to man up. Take this thing on.
Speaking of crying, that's tears, right? Which brings us back to drink, which is water, which is a liquid and all that. Did you know that water is an anomaly? It defies the laws of chemistry.
Oh, fair.
Because two gases, i.e. hydrogen and oxygen, if you combine them, the result should be another gas, but it's not, it's a liquid, and nobody can explain that. There's no chemical explanation for it. And the other thing that the chemists can't explain is why water expands when it gets cold. And because it expands, it means that it floats. So frozen water floats on itself. It shouldn't happen. And also, capillary action is against the laws of physics. So water can defy gravity.
Yes, it can, yeah, but it's kind of sucked up though, isn't it?
Well, by what?
Sucking.
Exactly. And without capillary action, your brain wouldn't work. And the other thing is, Guy...
Oh God, that's maybe why mine... That's maybe why mine doesn't.
Hot water, boiling water freezes faster than cold water. And nobody knows why. Physics can't explain it.
Don't put hot water on your frozen windscreen.
No, because it just fucking... It will crack the windscreen and then freeze anyway. But it's a very strange thing, water. And it's also very abundant in our solar system.
Less so, isn't it?
No, they've
Aren't we
discovered
running
it's everywhere.
Well, it's the new oil, but don't put it in your car.
Well, it's fucking everywhere. All the water that exists, by the way, has existed since the beginning of time and didn't come from this planet as far as we know. It arrived here on asteroids and...
Hold on, we're getting into Dave land.
No, it's totally true. Look this up. If you don't believe me...
He said it came from Mars and a great little
Look it up. It's all extraterrestrial, the water that came here. And it's the only reason we're alive.
That and gin.
Well, what is gin but water?
Whiskey.
Where does it come from? What is it? Water. Answers on a postcard.
Aren't we overthinking this?
I don't know, we're just talking about water. But do you like water? Do you like drinking it?
Good water, yeah. Good water.
Good water or good gin?
Good water is lovely, isn't it? A draft of really, not too cold, just cool water.
Freezing out of the earth from an aquifer.
Yeah. You get that in Wales.
Beautiful.
A lovely deep well. It goes down 20, 30 metres. Brings it up through the slate. Beautiful. There's a little edge to it.
It's dinosaur piss.
Is it?
Yeah. The same water that we drink was pissed out by dinosaurs.
Really?
Yep.
Which one? Evian?
Well, all of it.
All of them.
There are molecules of dinosaur piss in that tap when you turn it on. Think about that. And the rest. Guy. And the rest.
That's okay. It's good to have some bad things in you.
They're not bad, it's neutral, it's water. It's the staff of life, not bread. It's water. Who was it? Was it Larkin that said, if I was to make a religion, I should make use of water? He was quite right about that. It's not the sun we should worship. It's the rain.
What did they do about water in Mad Max? They never really spoke about water.
Petrol.
It was just about petrol.
Bollocks.
But they never really spoke about water.
Mad Max is such a load of shit.
Oh, I like him.
It's bollocks. Do you know there's now a festival on every year called the Survival Fest? No, the Aftermath or something it's called.
Yeah, is it a post-apocalyptic?
Post-apocalyptic festival.
But it looked like a dressing up fun
It's
thing.
a load of shit.
Yeah, it's in America, isn't it?
And they're all fighting each other.
Yeah.
They have cage fighting and everything. They all chin each other.
Yeah. I'm not into cage fighting.
No.
I don't want to be put in a cage with a guy who wants to beat me up.
Why not, Guy?
I don't think I'd fare very well.
You're a lover, not a fighter. What about being locked in a cage with somebody who just loves you, Guy?
Oh God, I've done that as well.
Been there, done that. Well, all I can say is, one day, I think we're going to return to the water.
Like, do you remember Waterworld, Kevin Costner?
No, not that.
Kevin
Not
Costner.
fucking Costner.
Classic
Not Kevin
movie.
Costner.
Classic
I mean, like aquatic creatures, Guy.
Going back, slipping back.
We'll go back and we'll become aquatic creatures, but we'll be highly evolved. And then what will probably happen is some new thing will evolve. We'll be there for 1 billion years, like the octopus, and then some cunts like us will come along and eat us, thinking that we're fucking just there for us to eat.
Yeah.
And because we're so free, we won't even be able to do anything about it. That's probably going to be the outcome of all this.
God,
Bummer.
it doesn't matter, does it, to us?
Doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter to us.
Doesn't matter.
But we're thinking...
We can take it.
But we're suddenly thinking in lovely long periods now. We didn't used to. We just used to think in like 5 years, and now we're thinking, hold on.
Millennia.
I changed my views, actually. I used to think, fuck it, we're going to hell, let's just give up. Whereas I am concerned now.
Do you think our souls are recycled?
I've got, what do you say, flight shame?
Flig scat.
You know, where you feel ashamed about going on using airplanes
Flight shame,
too often.
Fligstick.
Yeah.
Scat.
Don't diddle diddle don't diddle diddle don't boo boo. Don't